Have you heard about this ancient grain that's suddenly everywhere? I mean, it went from being almost forgotten to being called the next big superfood. So what's the deal? Is this really the future of food, or is it just another health fad? Let's get into it. For generations, this is the label that millets were stuck with. Poor man's food. Seriously, it was seen as the grain you ate only if you couldn't afford anything else. But that story, well, it's changing, and it's changing fast. Because that very same grain is now at the forefront of what everyone's calling a Supergrain Revolution. It's a pretty incredible comeback story, right? From the sidelines straight into the global health spotlight. So how did this happen? What's driving this huge shift? Well, a massive part of the answer is this: the year 2023. The United Nations, thanks to a big push from India, officially declared it the International Year of Millets. And this wasn't just some nice gesture. It was basically a global announcement saying, hey world, it's time to pay attention to this humble grain. Okay, so first things first. What exactly are millets? Let's break down what you need to know about this ancient grain. So in a nutshell, millets are this group of really old, tough little grains. Think of them as the superheroes of the crop world. They're incredibly climate resilient, meaning they can grow in really dry places with very little water. And that's a huge deal in our changing world. That hardiness is a key reason they're making such a comeback. And it's not just one single grain, it's a whole family. Let's look at the big three you'll probably see around. First, you've got ragi, or finger millet. This one's an absolute powerhouse of calcium, which is amazing for bone health. Then there's jowar, or sorghum, which is fantastic for your heart and for digestion. And of course, bajra, or pearl millet, which is just loaded with iron to help kick up your energy levels. See, each one kind of has its own superpower. So now for the big question, why now? Why are millets suddenly trending? Well, it turns out this ancient grain offers some pretty smart solutions to our very modern problems. Let's start by putting them head-to-head with the usual suspects, like refined flour or polished white rice. It's not even a fair fight. Millets are packed with nutrients, they give you that slow, sustained energy release, and they're rich in fiber, all the good stuff that gets stripped away from those other processed grains. So what does that actually mean for your body? Well, since they're full of protein, fiber, and minerals, they digest really slowly. That keeps you feeling full and energized for way longer. And here's the kicker. They don't cause those crazy blood sugar spikes you get from other carbs, which makes them a game changer for anyone managing weight or diabetes. But the health benefits are only half the story. The other half is all about sustainability. And this chart is just staggering. To grow 1 single kilogram of rice, you need about 2,500 liters of water. Millets, they need just 350. In a world that's getting thirstier by the day, that difference is absolutely enormous. This is exactly why people are calling them the smart crop of the future. Okay, so maybe you're convinced. But now you're thinking, how do I actually get these millets onto my plate? The good news is it's all about making a few simple swaps. It's way easier than you might think. Here are 3 super easy ways to get started. 1, just swap your white rice for a millet like foxtail millet. Maybe once or twice a week. That's it. 2, power up your breakfast. Try making a ragi dosa. It's delicious and so energizing. And 3, reinvent your staples. Try using bajra flour for your rotis. These are small changes that make a really big impact. And if you're thinking millets are just for old-school traditional recipes, you have to think again. The food industry is getting so creative with this stuff. We're seeing everything from millet pizza bases and pastas to packaged snacks for kids from huge brands. This innovation is making it easier than ever to fit them into our busy modern lives. So let's pull all this together. Embracing millets is about more than just switching up what you eat. It's really about adopting a whole new way of thinking, a kind of millet mindset. When you boil it all down, the millet scoop is this. They're a nutritional powerhouse, for sure. They are so much better for the planet, and they fit perfectly into our modern diets. This whole revolution is really a return to our roots, just with a fresh, modern twist. Which really leaves us with one big question to think about. As we're all searching for solutions to our modern health and environmental problems, could it be that the future of our food is actually rooted deep in our past?